Hey everyone, it's Debbie Potts, and I'm doing a little solo mini podcast to talk about nutrient dense whole foods, where we want to get our nutrition from, when, why, but it's also how you eat. I know a lot of people that wolf their food down, eat super fast, and they're in the sympathetic fight or flight. So before you even eat your good, healthy food or not, breathe, slow down. Take a moment, reset. Say, take 3 breaths in 1 minute. Let it out. Huberman Lab had a great scientific study on different breathing exercises that if you could just take a big sigh out, that helped the most in their study that was published. So you can check that out on Huberman Lab. Also, some other tidbits I wanted to dive into. I just finishing up listening to an amazing episode on Dr. Gabrielle Lyon's podcast with Dr. Stacy Sims, and you should listen to it for female athletes. Great information we've been talking about a lot. So let's dive into protein, some things I found. So some other shows I was listening to, how much to eat on a carnivore diet. Nutrition with Judy had a great solo podcast on her YouTube channel on the importance of getting the nutrients from your foods you eat, especially if you're doing carnivore as a healing plan. I think it's a good reset, reboot to do for people. But those that are doing it all the time, you may want to look at cycling in different food plans. But I would go back and listen to this Nutrition with Judy podcast. Super cool. Handout. She has nutrients, macronutrients, micronutrients, and what we want to get from our food all shared. She shared on her show that a lot of people are not eating enough. And I find that myself is that you eat protein and healthy fats and get your good quality vegetables when you need a little bit more prebiotic fiber and get feeding the microbiome and supporting the liver, detox pathways with good foods for the liver. We want to eat enough, but it's hard because you're full. I'm not hungry. I just ate big lunch, usually 2:00. I'm not hungry the rest of the day. So how do we get those protein goals that she's talking about here, what Dr. Gabrielle Lyon's talking about, and Stacy Sims, Dr. Stacy Sims, how to get protein in. So a couple things on these slides that you can find from Nutrition with Judy. Baseline, healthy endurance athlete, goal to maintain muscle mass and performance. She's talking about 1.6 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight for a 130-pound person. That's 96 grams of protein per day. If you're a weightlifter, you're doing more 2 grams of protein per kilogram body weight. So that's a 130-pound person is doing 120 grams of protein per day. Dr. Stacy Sims doesn't have specific information or set macros she suggests, but I think we know Dr. Gabrielle Lyon suggests 1 gram of protein per pound of ideal body weight. So some good information with Nutrition with Judy. How do you get enough protein? What are your goals for macros? Athletes might need more. So there's a good chart here. Your ideal body weight, say 150 pounds. The RDA is always the low end of 60 grams a day. Carnivore minimum is 120 grams a day if you're 150 pounds. Carnivore max range would be 150 grams a day. And some athletes can do more, up to 180 grams if you're 150 pounds. So good information on that. But what I loved, she dove into, let me scroll down her slides of examples. She did a really good job explaining all this. So I don't want to take her information. I want you to go watch her show, but how the importance of hormones. And this is what I was trying to share in our Keto for Endurance group. You need to feed your microbiome, your liver, but also hormones. And we want to make sure we're getting enough nutrients for our sex hormones are made from cholesterol, and cholesterol makes our hormones. And talking about gut health, the adrenals, thyroid. So obviously you can see this picture. It's very complex. So you can go back and listen to her explanation on the sex hormone pathway and mineral balance. We talked about this. Dr. Judy, no, Dr. Nutrition with Judy is NTA, is myself, a nutritional therapy practitioner. We work on foundations. So nutrient dense whole foods diet, balancing our blood sugar, balancing our minerals, getting our essential fatty acids, supporting the liver and immune system, and hormones. So really good information on here. Hormones, steroid hormones are derived from cholesterol. Thyroid hormones are made from iodine atoms and tyrosine. So you want to make sure you get enough iodine. I'm taking kelp supplements right now. Getting your quality proteins, tyrosine. You have to make sure you can break your protein into amino acids, proper digestion, so you can get the amino acids into those key amino acids we need. So amine hormones are modified amino acids. Those are quality proteins where you'll get those at. Peptide protein hormones and exponent hormones for fatty acids, good fats. So go back and find this great information. This slide is from SpectraCell. I know I can share this because I know I can get it. Excuse me. So glutathione, choline, lipoic acid, carnitine, asparagine, selenium, copper, zinc, vitamin A, vitamin C, and E, B vitamins. These are all what we need with hypothyroidism. So if you have low thyroid, as I have low adrenal function, slow metabolism, a slow oxidizer, and I have low thyroid. So we want to make sure we're getting the nutrients from our food, proper digestion, and more. So I really like her slides on here. So that was something I wanted you to share it with you so you can go back and find this episode. Nutrition with Judy YouTube video is best to watch how much to eat on a carnivore diet. Instead of just eating a stick of butter, you need to get your nutrients to feed those healthy fats, feed your hormones, but also the good proteins to make those amino acids. Okay, another item I found. Good question. Does collagen count as my protein? So I found an article. Everyone has these pop-ups. Is collagen a complete protein? So good article I found. Dr. Amy Meyer's website. So everyone wants a complete protein, but people don't understand what is a complete protein. Collagen is the most abundant protein in the body, fiber-like structure. It's used to, oh, I'm going to cough again. Hold on. And get a sip of tea. Collagen is the most abundant protein in the body. It's a fiber-like structure used to make connective tissues. Blah, blah. You can go read this. There's good information that what is collagen, what is amino acids, and explained what are the essential amino acids that we need. So good article on that. Here's a good infographic. She always has the 9 essential amino acids where you can get those from your food. Again, I started the show, how you eat. So it's not just what you eat, but most people I work with do not digest their food properly. So taking that time out, breathe, shift to the parasympathetic nervous system. Digestion happens in parasympathetic, not when we're in fight or flight. So breathing first. Sit and focus on eating your food, chewing your food. Digestion starts up north, and we want to make sure we get digestive enzymes starting in our mouth, chewing our food. So it goes into the stomach. We can get that food broken down, get that acidic environment so it becomes mush and then moves properly down to the small intestine. So getting proper protein is one thing to get our amino acids and our essential fatty acids, and then our probiotic, prebiotics, and polyphenols. But real food sources first, but proper digestion is needed to break it down. So that's a great article. AmyMyersMD.com on collagen. Is it a complete protein? So it's not. If you want to know, summary, you can go see, is collagen a complete protein? The short answer, no. Collagen is not a complete protein. Collagen contains 19 amino acids. The one missing is tryptophan, one of the essential 9 amino acids that make up the complete protein. So by definition, collagen is not a complete protein. Some collagen supplements may have fortified tryptophan in them. However, that requires anything fortified, I don't think is good. This requires heavy processing of the amino acids, which is fragile. During processing, amino acids can break apart, generate toxins. So we don't need more toxins. So point is, collagen has a specific job to provide strength and elasticity to skin, provide structure and support of our muscles, tendons, bones, and blood vessels. Think of collagen as a glue that holds your body together. Great, that makes sense, right? So why do you need to supplement collagen? important part. I like Bub's collagen. I put it in my coffee, and we still need our protein. So we still want to get that whey protein. And if you don't do whey, you can do beef protein and then get it from your real food. But this article is helpful. Another way, I found an article to get your protein, course, Kion, getkion.com. You can get essential app capsules. You can use our code lowcarbathlete to save up to 20%. You can also drink them, though they have stevia. So if you're like me and don't like stevia, I have to take the capsules. I just tried doing the liquid again, and I didn't get a headache, but often I was getting headache. So if something doesn't work for you, remove it for 90 days and reintroduce it, see how you feel, but just have it once a week, not every day. So amino acids, to get the essential amino acids, as I go back and say what I said in the beginning, I have trouble reaching my protein goals. So if you listen to Dr. Stacy Sims, women post-workout, we want to get some carbs and 40 grams of protein right after a workout in that window. And that helps our recovery and repair versus men can go a little longer within 3 hours. I think I've heard Ben Greenfield say. Now, Dr. Gabrielle Lyon says as well, 30 to 50 grams of protein spread throughout the day. So every 4 hours, you hit that protein goal. What if you're good for one main meal, as myself, at 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon? I'm full the rest of the day. I have something around 9 or 10, and then I get protein, adding it. Well, we know collagen doesn't really count as amino acids to repair my muscles. It helps my joints and my skin. But where do you get enough protein in? It's a challenge. So trying to add, I was doing Paleo Valley whey protein with colostrum in my drink with my vitamin mineral drink I'm taking for my slow oxidizer adrenal thyroid panel on my HTMA test. So I've been drinking that with some protein. So 1 scoop, try to get 40 grams, you got to do 2 scoops. So that's one way. Now, a lot of times I said, I'm not hungry. Post-workout, why don't you try taking these aminos? So Kion Aminos, great article in here, getkion.com, blogs, all the ultimate guide to Kion Aminos. And what are they for? Why do we need them? Well, if you're like me, high performing, high charging athlete who is looking for next level up for my aging process to get stronger and leaner as my age, and break this myth that as we reach, for females, menopause, I'm going to get fat and slow and sluggish and have problems. I don't agree with that. I'm going to do, as Dr. Stacy Sims, short intensity interval training, which is 20, 30 seconds, bust your butt, go hard as you can, recover 2 to 3 minutes. Do that 3 times, maximum 8 times. Do that 2 times a week. Warm up, cool down. That's your workout. 20 to 30 seconds all out. So short intensity interval training is less than 30 seconds. High intensity interval training is more than 30 seconds to 4 minutes. So you can listen to the podcast with Anita. We talked about that. So aminos is a good way to also help with this aging process. So the benefits of getting enough amino acids are here. I'm not going to read it all. You can look at that article. What are the different types of amino acids? Essential amino acids versus branched chain amino acids, and then non-essential amino acids. So another little segment here or section, do you exercise? You should be even more concerned with EAAs, essential amino acids. Now, if you are trying to reach your personal peak of health and fitness, as myself, this is where we need to look at getting more quality proteins in. So I'll read here briefly. The proteins in the body are in a constant flux and turnover. They're either being synthesized or broken down. During muscle protein synthesis, MPS, amino acids are used to build muscle as well as repair tissues, provide energy, and promote the state of rebuilding in the body. However, during muscle protein breakdown, MPB, which occurs as a result of muscular damage induced by exercise, protein in the body is degraded and amino acids are excreted through the urine. So if you're an active person, the protein in your body is probably being broken down more frequently during your workouts, which means we're excreting more amino acids on a daily basis. So another reason fighting that battle on amino acids and protein, especially for us aging athletes, for those exercising a lot, and for the female athletes who are fighting that battle of losing muscle as we age, we need to do something about it. Take action now. Don't wait until you are losing all your muscle. So if you don't replace lost EAAs, your body will tap into its amino acid reservoir, known as your muscle, to maintain an equilibrium of amino acids in your bloodstream. Basically, your body will start to catabolize, which means break down, catabolic versus anabolic, build up, its muscle to get the amino acids it needs to keep critical systems running. Muscle is the only tissue your body can afford to lose without critically harming your health. So if you're not replacing EAAs, essential amino acid stores, at a higher rate, or a rate that is equal to or greater than the rate of losing them, you're probably going to, 1, lose muscle mass, 2, have a hard time building muscle, and 3, and or experience other negative effects on your recovery, hormones, energy tissues, and more. So if you're an active person, as most of all you are, as myself, consuming adequate amino acids for activity level is critical to maintain muscle mass. Now, if I don't want to just maintain, I want to build, now what do I do? So we need more protein. We need to properly digest it. We need to supplement a little bit more because I think it's hard to eat that much. Most of my clients struggle with getting enough protein. And then women, we know we need it post-workout more than men to get 40 grams post-workout. It's planning ahead. Like I have to take my shaker bottle with some powder, the Kion Whey protein or Paleo Valley or Quip. I like their bone broth unsweetened. And if I'm not at home right away, I have to bring it with me and shake it up. And it doesn't always blend as well unless you have a blender. So I think you have to plan ahead. If you're really concerned about your health, you're investing in your health, you're exercising, you're doing all that, but make sure you're training the whole you from the inside out, as I talk about, with proper nutrient timing as essential amino acids and carb timing if you're doing more intense workout, and getting your healthy fats to build your hormones. So we want EAAs to help build lean muscle. So fuel the creation of new muscle, promote muscular strength, and support muscular endurance, help our muscles repair and recovery, reduces that muscular damage, decreases soreness. But how much do you need? What amount do we have to take? So good article in here. Go to getkion.com, blogs on all the ultimate guide to Kion Aminos. Remember, support the podcast, use our code low carb athlete. And as I tell my clients, always ask me first if you need a discount code, because we always have a discount code for somebody. So Kion Aminos is my favorite because they're always reformulating based on research. So check out this blog, but I know they added more leucine. So it's 2,000 milligrams of leucine, and that's an important part of the protein synthesis. We need all the amino acids in together, not just take leucine. So you'll see leucine is a lot higher amount, but that's the ratio we need to boost energy, build lean muscle, enhance athletic recovery. And that's what Kion, I trust, because Ben Greenfield's a co-founder with Angelo Keeley, and I know they do their work. So Kion Aminos versus protein powders, pre-workout, recovery, supplements, what do you do? So good podcast I heard Angelo do on another show, but protein powders, there's three types you're talking about here, types of protein powders. Now, you want to look at how digestible it is, how many total essential amino acids does it have, and what are the proportions of those EAAs. Now, Kion Aminos, obviously, you're going to have the best. And then sometimes, again, it's hard to eat something and when you're on the go. So I throw my bottle of Kion Aminos in my workout bag now. So pre-workouts, The aminos can help give you energy and enhance your exercise performance. The capsules don't break your fast if you're into fasting. Now, if you listen to Dr. Stacy Sims, women perform better if they have a little fuel, as I do in my coffee with Laird's, coffee creamer with coconut sugar for the little bit of carbs, and then MCT oil and mushroom adaptogens. So men can do black coffee, women, we get to have good coffee. And I can add the amino acids in there and not have too many different flavors and stuff going on my stomach. So we can take, one serving is 7 capsules. So I'm kind of used to just throwing a handful of supplements down, but some people kind of freak out and gag. So make sure you take some and get used to it, or you can drink it. So that's the information on here. Pre-workout, recovery, really important for recovery to help promote muscle protein synthesis, to help repair muscle tissue after exercise, reduce the rate of muscle protein breakdown, and decrease the feeling of muscle soreness. And I know I need that, so I know I need to take more of these. So Kion Aminos contains 40% of the amino acid leucine, as I demonstrated above. Leucine-enriched EAAs have been shown to mitigate exercise-induced elevation of muscle damage markers in the blood and reduce muscle soreness following exercise. So Kion Aminos is a good supplement to add in post-workout as well as before. And it helps you bounce back faster by reducing muscle protein breakdown, which is a primary cause of soreness, and enhancing muscle protein synthesis after exercise. So good information. One last thing, because we're talking for the endurance athletes, enhancing endurance. Now, I used to do Ironmans 2001 to 2012, tried to race again 2015. I did Hammer Nutrition, and I had my pill bags marked B1 for bike 1, first hour, 2, 3. I had a bike bag, pill bag for each hour. In that bag, I had race cap Supremes, and I had aminos, which are branched chain aminos back then, and Endurolytes. I took those, probably why I'm used to throwing them down. I know I did have trouble when I was dehydrated in a race, but taking those hourly is my old technique. Now, research on Kion says enhancing endurance, it helps stimulant-free energy, promoting the growth of healthier, more efficient muscle, enhancing athletic recovery so you can get back to training sooner. So during periods of intense training, taking Kion Aminos supplies the body with all the EAAs it needs without having to pull them from the muscles, thereby reducing muscle protein or muscle fatigue. Now, during long bouts of exercise, they say the brain increases serotonin production, leading to central fatigue. Kion Aminos can help counteract central fatigue, giving you more mental stamina to help keep you going. Now, we've talked this, Ben Griefel spoken about this years ago when he did, and I was there watching him, Ironman Canada, and then he did Ironman Hawaii. And he reformulated his fueling plan from Ironman Canada to Ironman Hawaii because he struggled doing this ketogenic experiment that year. And that was 2013, my first year not racing. And Peter Attia, I heard Ben talk about this and beyond his book, Boundless, that he took the aminos based on Peter Attia's suggestion to help reduce that fatigue. So it's the counteracting the central fatigue, giving you the mental stamina. So it's more during long endurance training as an Ironman or a long bike ride, or maybe you're doing a really long trail run. The brain increases serotonin production, leading to central fatigue. So another reason to take aminos during long workouts. Now, as you exercise and the muscle protein turnover is accelerated, newer, better functioning muscle proteins are created. Taking Kion Aminos ensures your body has ample EAs during the periods of increased muscle breakdown and protein synthesis. So some things to think about. And then there's more on breaking or building strength and improving athletic recovery, losing weight, healthy aging. So it goes on and on and on. But check it out. Scientific research, links in the article, and you can learn more. But always get the coupon code, lowcarbathlete. Okay, so that was my thoughts for today. I will work on summarizing the podcast with Dr. Stacy Sims, with Dr. Gabrielle Lyon for the female athletes. Lots of good notes in there. And then also Huberman Lab had another series with Dr. Andy Gappin on fueling and training, more training for the endurance athlete. They're going to do a follow-up on nutrition for endurance sports, but it's 3.5 hours long. So we need the condensed version and get the bullet points from that. So I will work on trying to write notes on that. Basically, we need to do less chronic cardio, a little more focus on the short intensity interval training, but long recovery, 20, 30 seconds all out, but 2 to 3 minutes easy spin or jog before you go to the next one. Maybe you're doing it on the salt bike and then you go do something, come back and do it again. The other thing I really like that I read recently is movement snacks. So if I'm working outside in my glass house, there's a set of 32 stairs. I did this other day and it really works. Just go fast as you can. Burst up there, 20 seconds. And you feel your heart rate racing, you get re-energized. So fitting that in throughout the day, no one has excuse, I don't have time to do 20 seconds. So, little ways you can sneak in these exercises is a great little hack. So that's all for now. I'll keep sharing what I come across, new things and tips for you to improve your ability to burn fat, optimize health, and improve your peak performance gains. All right, chat soon. Let me know your questions.